What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers. You guys know what's going on. We are back here for the Everyone is Here tournament. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, simple. 100 characters in a tournament each day on the channel, except Sundays. I upload one of the matches from the tournament, talk about the two characters, try to make a case, you know, mini moveset pool maybe, maybe a couple facts about the character, whatever it might be. And then, yeah, we'll vote for the characters down in the comments, and that's how we decide a winner. So, voting is a part of the overall rules, so we're just going to throw up all the rules on screen so you guys can read those real quick. Alright, yeah, you can see the rules. They're very straightforward. What you read is what it means. There's, yeah, no smoke and mirrors here. So first one, it's for fun. Why is that a rule? That is simple. If you just, the way I always phrase that is vote for who you personally want between the two characters, not who's necessarily more likely. Always vote for who you would personally rather have, regardless of their current situation, alright? That's what for fun means, alright? But, yeah, rule 2, you only get one vote per person. How do you vote? That's simple. Down in the comments, you simply type the name of the character you are voting for. If you happen to like both the characters in the tournament, in the matchup for the day, I should say, you are allowed to vote for both by simply typing the word both. Simple stuff. Rest of the rules, it's a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. Once we get to the results to determine winner and loser of each matchup, well, simple. If there happens to be a tie, we're just going to flip a coin on camera. Fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week, so you have 7 days from once the tournament, the matchup gets uploaded. You have 7 days to get your votes in. If they come in after that, sorry, they don't count. Simple as that. All right, those are the rules. Let's get to the rest of the video, shall we? All right, we're back. So let's go over the results from last week. More loser bracket stuff, so more characters getting eliminated. So we're starting to make a little bit of headway in this tournament. Starting to get down. Next week we're back in the winners bracket. For anybody wondering, next Monday. This whole week though, it is still loser bracket matches, but next Monday we're back in the winners bracket. So I know some people have been asking, so there's your answer. But yeah, let's get to the results here real quick. So the matchup that we're gonna go over from last week was Morgan from Darkstalkers taking on Quote from Cave Story. The winner, she won pretty easily. She definitely did, and it was Morgan from Darkstalkers. Ended up winning this one 34 votes to just 14 votes for Quote. So congrats to Morgan. Moves on for at least one more match, because again, this is the loser bracket. If you're here, you have 1 loss. So that means Quote just picked up 2nd loss. Quote's done from the tournament. Sorry, but it happens. Don't feel too bad. But yeah, so those are the results. So let's get to the matchup for the day. So we have an assist trophy fighting a spirit. Alright, so again, keep that rule in mind. Always vote for who you would personally want between the two characters, not who's necessarily more likely. Maybe none of them are too likely, but who cares? You vote for who you want. This is your pick. If it was up to you and it happened to be between these two characters, who would you vote for? So that's how we do it. So, Jill Valentine up first. Jill Valentine, Resident Evil. Now, we'll get this out of the way. We did have the Resident Evil spirits that literally popped up out of nowhere. What was that, November? Maybe early December? I think that was November. Just randomly out of nowhere. Like, where did this come from? Like, as somebody who loves spirits, because I gotta feed a lot to my raid boss amiibos. By the way, join the Discord. You want to fight raid bosses? Link to the description. Or link in the description. Check it out if you want to. But, yeah, so, spirits. I think the big argument against Jill Valentine at this point is, why would they make her spirit, you know, randomly in Smash Bros. Only to be like, hey, by the way, you're going to be a playable character down the road. Now, again, it is an argument against her, but if you still would want her, you can still vote for her. It's totally fine. So let me counter that with this real quick. Jill Valentine has gone through a couple different iterations, a couple different looks of herself. So we have the Jill Valentine spirit, obviously. So what about you take the other Jill Valentine, you know, take one of the older Resident Evil, maybe one of the newer designs for her character, and that could be the main design for the character. So essentially, it's like a separate kind of character, because the only reason I bring that up, if you look at spirits, specifically, look at fighter spirits, there are numerous characters that have multiple different fighter spirits. Mario's got a couple, Joker has some, Ike has a couple. I know there's quite a bit more. Hero has the 4 different ones. But Yeah, I'm just saying, it's possible. It's very possible that they could do just a different look for Jill Valentine. I think that's still possible. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but it could work. But let's talk about moveset. Resident Evil, if you haven't played it, used to be a horror game, or a survival horror, kind of morphed into an action. Some people didn't like it too much, but, you know, it's still... Weapon moveset is based around a lot of guns and, you know, grenades and healing yourself. And that was something that I try to think of more often now that Sakurai put the emphasis on characters that have specific mechanics. And the way I've always kind of described anybody from Resident Evil, somehow in their moveset, I feel they have to, just because it's kind of like the root of the game, it's where it came from. The healing, the herbs, first aid sprays. You should be able to heal yourself by a pretty decent amount. I'm not going to say like, yeah, use it and heal yourself by 50%. No. Okay, back up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying heal yourself by a respectable amount. But that's where the gimmick comes in. Maybe you can only have certain... you could only use the first aid spray, we'll say in this case. You could only use it a couple times per stock. Again, kind of taking the same sort of, if you want to say the inspiration from the Banjo thing, where he can only use Golden Wing 5 times per stock. So maybe you can only get 3 first aids per stock. Maybe you can only get 5. I don't know what it might be, but otherwise, other weapons. Obviously, you're gonna have your handguns, assault rifles, shotguns. You're gonna have your grenades, but I think grenades, you could do some pretty interesting stuff. You got flash grenades. You got in-thin grenades. I know Snake already has the hand grenade, so why don't we just let Snake keep that, and we'll give Jill Valentine in-thin grenades. You know, throw it down. You know, a little fire. You know, a little fire effect. Get caught in it. Something along, like if you get hit by PK fire from Ness, you know how you just kind of get caught in it for a little bit, take damage, and maybe you could have like a little added effect where your character or the opponent that gets hit by the in-thin grenade could end up taking a tiny bit of fire damage for the next couple seconds after the move ends. It's not going to be like a tremendous amount, maybe, you know, like 0.5% to, you know, maybe like 1% per second, something like that. Just something small that will rack up over time, so you don't want to get caught in it, because you're gonna yeah, you get where I'm going. But you got other stuff. Let's see, Resident Evil 5, she was in that. So what was in there? What was in Resident Evil 5? They had a stun rod. I'm just like, that could be an interesting sort of melee weapon, right? You could use it as a smash attack, I suppose. Maybe it even has like one of those stunning type effects, because, well, it is a stun rod. So you bash your opponent, and maybe just for like a second or whatever, they kind of get like that frozen in place sort of effect, where they're like, oh, I got hit, and then they'll go flying backwards, whatever it might be. So that'd be kind of interesting. Grappling hook, up B, the up special move, so good recovery. Got grenade launcher. I mean, you got some good stuff here for potential for moveset. So Jill Valentine, Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil can really work in Smash Bros. It's just like, I get still to vote for who you want, but to me it's like, all right, we got the Resident Evil spirits, but they pretty much just took like the main 4 contenders like out of the picture. You know, Leon, Chris, Jill, and Wesker. It's like, that's who we were expecting. Come on, Nemesis. I'm just saying, Nemesis would be awesome. Just saying. But yeah, plus Resident Evil music. You know, got some creepy music going in the backgrounds. I don't know. I think it'd be a nice little, nice touch. Something, you know, we don't really have anything from the horror genre in Smash Bros. For a character, you know, from that background. So, just another category they could add to Smash Bros., which would be kind of cool. But maybe her chances might not be the greatest. But I don't know. She could still be in the conversation potentially. How about another character that might not be in the discussion for this game? Maybe the next game, though. Hey, look. Does anybody remember, once the Smash Ultimate teaser came out, you know, the Inkling teaser, does anybody remember the true first leak of Smash Bros? It involved SpringMan. Does anybody remember that? I actually covered that on my channel a couple years ago. It was SpringMan and Decidueye just standing there idly. No sound, no nothing, and everyone's like, whoa, this is actually kind of cool. SpringMan's going to be in, and I don't know if that helps spark the discussion for SpringMan going forward, but you got to keep in mind, ARMS at the time, and still kind of is, it's one of Nintendo's newer IPs. The game sold, I believe, over 2 million, or at least very close to 2 million copies as a brand new IP for any console, any studio, any company. 2 million, I believe it was over 2 million, but we'll say about 2 million copies for your very first ever installment of your game. That is tremendous. The player base kind of died off over time pretty quickly, but they still had updates to ARMS, and it did bring some people back, which was fun. ARMS was an alright game for what it did. If there's a lot more to it, you know, maybe, I don't know, if there's a story mode or something, you know, like actually going through like this fighting tournament, or, you know, whatever it might be. If there's a better story mode equipped with it, I think that could have helped it. Longevity, maybe a little bit better online play, whatever it might be. But the cool thing was about ARMS, they did online tournaments. You know, you could actually fight, obviously, other people because it was an online tournament. But it has its own unique mechanics. So anybody just played Smash Bros. I hope you guys still play Smash Bros. I do right now. I'm sitting in World of Light on my New Game Plus. But SpringMan, his assist trophy at least, extendable arms, extendable like a melee combat fighter. Now, a lot of people are like, all right, hey, no, he's just another little Mac. I think that's where he's going to be a bit different. SpringMan's arms can make for some very unique stuff. You could get the little, you know, the punches up close. You could do smash attacks, maybe a side special where you extend one arm, and maybe you can kind of control which direction it might go a little bit. That would be kind of interesting, but it would leave you wide open, so you're going to extend, but as you're controlling it, you're pretty much going to be left. So if you miss the attack, you better hurry up and cancel that attack, because otherwise somebody's going to come up and clobber you in the face, because, well, that's what happens when you get left wide open. Somebody's going to punish you. So, anyway, though, extendable long-range melee fighter is a little bit intriguing on its own. You have to say, I mean, you got Ryu, you got Ken, you got Terry, stuff like that, you know, the hand-to-hand combat sort of fighters. Nothing, I have no issue with them whatsoever. Ryu's one of my more played characters. I like the style is what I'm saying. So having an extended range of those sort of kind of characters could be interesting. And I don't know. I think though, next Smash game for the next console in Nintendo, I think this guy, especially if ARMS gets a sequel, I really do truly believe this guy's going to be strongly considered, or at least somebody from ARMS in general. Whether it's SpringMan, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Min, whoever it might be, Twintel, I don't know, whoever it might be, I think there's going to be strong consideration. Get another new franchise in Smash Bros, because that's what Sakurai keeps saying that he wants to do. Just keep bringing in more worlds. I know ARMS is already represented in Smash Bros with Spirits and the Assist Trophy, but I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, another Nintendo IP, and to keep in mind real quick, it's a first-party character. And I think all of us are most of us are probably going to believe that we're getting at least one first-party character in the Fighter Pass 2. Is it ARMS? Is it SpringMan? Maybe not. But I don't know. First party, Nintendo gets a little bit more of the money, so I could maybe see that as an advantage a little bit. But let's go to the voting. Jill Valentine, she's got my vote in this one. I'd love to see Resident Evil. I'd like to see Leon, Nemesis, and then maybe Jill. Those are probably maybe Wesker in front of them. Either way, I'd probably rather see Jill more than SpringMan at this point. That might change in the future. I don't know, but she's got my vote in this one. So let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. SpringMan, Jill, or both. All are great options. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. A little sneak peek for tomorrow. We got the two characters that ended up replacing Byleth and Cuphead. One of them is getting eliminated immediately. One of them will get to move on. But the matchup for tomorrow, Klonoa is taking on, maybe a surprise, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. So we'll see how that matchup plays out. I'm interested because those are the names that I think I've seen a little bit more of than other characters. So, whatever. That's tomorrow. And then results for tomorrow. Who do we got? Eggman and Hat Kid. That's the results. That is it for this one. Second video today. I'm going to start trying to do a lot more gameplay on the channel. That's kind of how I want to start shifting the channel. So eventually this tournament is going to be done, and then it's like, all right, I ain't doing another tournament. until the next Smash game. But I wanted to start focusing towards gameplay. So, yeah, that's got a second gameplay video coming out later today. Anyway, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.